Alright, my name's Art. How many of you guys ever seen like those bullying videos where kids get picked on and you figure it's like, wow, what if that was like my little brother, or what if that was me in high school, whatever. Or say you see raping videos, or not raping videos, you know, people talking about how they got raped and stuff like that. When I was 13 years old, I got bullied a lot in high school. The bigger kids would push me around due to me being the shorter, on the shorter side, as well as being a nerd, until a probation officer encouraged me to join his boxing program. Taught me how to stand up for myself, how to be disciplined, and gave me the confidence to be who I was without being insecure. Once the bullies recognized that I wasn't intimidated by them anymore, and that I would retaliate if I had to, they stopped pushing me around, which was a huge victory in my part. So which brings me to my topic today on why I think it's important to learn self-defense and the benefits that come along with it. So statistics show 1 in 3 kids will get bullied in school, and 1 in 5 women has been raped at least once. So, say you're walking down an alley, and you're walking with your head low, stuff like that. Yeah, you see someone intimidating with a hoodie on. You feel like, oh crap, maybe he's gonna mug me, or he's gonna do something to me. Well, learning self-defense can help decrease that insecurity. Learning self-defense can help decrease these numbers by enrolling yourself in a class. You will practice under stressful situations, which can teach you to not panic and be in the right state of mind in a real-world scenario. So in a self-defense class, they'll teach you, proper combat skills, how to be under pressure so you know what to do under pressure. There are many programs to teach self-defense, such as boxing, Muay Thai, Jiu-Jitsu, Krav Maga, etc., and the benefits that come along with it are endless. My first main point is self-confidence. Knowing that you have the ability to defend yourself gives you the confidence to walk around freely. The antagonist will look around for an individual that has a low sort of insecure posture, almost like a predator looking for an easy prey. So, which comes back to my other point. Don't walk around with your head down, be postured up. When an antagonist sees that you have a high confidence, they won't pick on you, because, like I said, they're looking for an easy prey. By joining a self-defense program, it will improve your overall health. By being pushed from your comfort zone, you'll be motivated to be better every time. Not only will you develop strength and endurance, but you will relieve stress. Who doesn't want to punch someone in the face and not get in trouble for it, or choke someone out, And my last point is self-defense classes take place in group settings, which gives you an advantage of meeting new people and developing your social skills. Some in whom you will get close to know and sometimes call family. While training with your peers, you get to push each other, figure out each other's strengths and weaknesses. Like the saying says, iron sharpens iron. And you create a bond because you help each other develop and grow. So next time you walk around, you see a self-defense class going on, don't be shy, check it out.
I don't believe Patricia's here. All right. Brian, since Joey didn't show up, how about let's hear from you, and we'll consider that to be your speaker that you're evaluating.
Was good. Transition was a little awkward, especially with the pictures not being the focal point of what he was talking about. All the defense, all the fighting styles I heard of was pretty good. His little interruption fixing the screen kind of threw it away, and his little awkward silence jumping back into his subject was kind of odd, but he tried to make do with the situation. But overall, it was a good speech.
Well, he's trying to find the positive things to say so that I'm the one who's left with negative things to say, and that I'm the villain of the day as opposed to him. Like we talked about, you don't need to introduce yourself. Remember? So we've met you a couple of times, and I just called you up by name, so you don't need to remind us by that sort of thing. You can leave that out. You had a rhetorical question as kind of your attention device, and you had a personal story about being bullied as a kid, and I think that's the kind of stuff that you want to start with. That's your attention device. That's really what you want to get going with. So I know what your subject is. It almost sounds like it's a persuasive, where you're trying to convince people to take a self-defense class or to be responsible for their own self-defense. And I think that would, that kind of changes what the purpose of the speech is a little bit. What you want to do is you want to tell us, like you kind of hint at, what are the benefits of a self-defense class without trying to convince us to take the self-defense class. So I need to see some information that it makes a difference, that people who've taken a self-defense class walk differently, are perceived differently, and have a different relationship with potential abusers than other people do. And all I have is kind of this vague description of what you're talking about. They'll walk around with your head down. By the way, I don't know what you're doing walking down a dark alley by yourself anyway. That's probably bad advice to give anybody. I'm glad that you know Krav Maga, but what the heck? You should, you want to stay out of a place where you're likely to get jumped anywho, even if you can take care of yourself. That, I think, is probably good advice to begin with, and it wouldn't surprise me at all that in any of the self-defense classes they tell you to be aware of your surroundings and to stay the hell out of a place that would be potentially dangerous. If there's a bar fight going on, don't go in there and order a beer. Maybe that would be a good time to say, I'll go to the bar down the street, something along those lines. There is a structure in the speech. I know that your first point had to do with self-confidence. Your third point had to do with kind of finding other people to relate to and connect with and kind of build this relationship with. I'm not sure what your second point was. It came and went so quickly that I barely had time to take note that you did have a second point. I know there was something there. The first point is the one that gets developed the most, okay? Because that's where you're telling your kind of hypothetical stories about what's going on. I think you need more information there to go along with this, and I'm sure that people who are advocates of self-defense classes would be happy to give you their opinions, and you could be quoting them. Hey, you should look up Sensei Richard Kirkham online, because not me, but the other Richard Kirkham that I have found whenever I've searched my own name. He's a guy who teaches karate classes. I'll bet he's got all kinds of opinions that talk about why it's important to have self-defense, that sort of thing. You could have talked to whoever were your instructors on self-defense and maybe gotten some opinions there. There are plenty of books and articles about these kinds of issues. It just feels like it's really underdeveloped when it comes to content. You've got an idea here, but I don't see much material to support the points that you're presenting. The visual issues, I think that is one thing that Brian kind of pointed out. It looks like you're using Google Slides. Is that what's going on there? And they're not synced up very well, and there are some dead spaces in there, and it's something that you needed to have made an adjustment on and practice with a little bit more, because it's not working very well. And the truth is that you never really talk about any of the slides anyway. I mean, they're all like kind of rolling wallpaper on the subject, and I'm not exactly sure what they do to distinguish one point from another or add information to the presentation, and that seems like it's a little bit problematic. So, content-wise, you need to make some adjustments there. All right. All right. You know that it's short, right?
Yeah.
All right. So it's like 4 minutes, 11 seconds. You've got almost twice as much time. There's a lot more that you could put into this presentation. And research is one of the things would help you.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.